Good evening guys, it's a 5:24 p.m. Today is May 2nd, 2023. Today is Tuesday and we had a down move today. That surprisingly, that much down move that was not in sight. So up to 67 I was okay, but after that sellers were having control. Once it went below 67, sellers will have a control. And anyway, just to be honest, I was not expecting that kind of down move, like it was a special day today. So I'll show you why. But anyway, FOMC waiting game today. Friday is non-farm payroll. All combining all this thing, price should have done ping pong. Okay. Now pre-market noise is simple. Above 67, 71, 76, 84, 90, stay long. So basically I'm saying above 67, favor longs. Below 57s, day is crude. That means both sides are active and it may ping pong. In that case, price may go back to 56.50 and 30 and 16. That's the level I gave it in Discord later on. Okay. For NQ, 253, 261 is important, and break below 253, 261 all the way up to 194, buyers can defend. So really for NQ below 194, you can short, but up to that point, you have to favor longs. However, up to this point you can favor 100% long. Below this to 194, right, the control was here. So below this sellers are active but not confirmed. Below this they are confirmed. So it's kind of a gray area in between. Okay. So now that being said, right, so it's open at 76, 78. So this is the scenario we discuss in Discord, that 76, 78 is very important of the open. Price can go down straight to 67 or 71, but we look for longs. That is what we discuss. If you see a setup, if it goes below it, that's where the day is crude. So of the open, sellers became active right from this level, which we discussed in Discord. Then price went down straight to 71, the very first candle, right? Now we were looking for longs, okay, but there was no setup. Then it went down, right, to 67. See, at this point, this was the line in sand, 67, right? Below day gets screwed. Now today's idea was ping pong, right, not major move. So if it is a ping pong and price is getting exhausted straight to 67, that could favor a long. So if you look at it here, 67 was holding and there was a news coming at 10 o'clock, right? So this was a good location to go long, which is this area right here. At the same time, NQ was right around here, which was also preferred buyers area, right? So combination of those two makes sense to go long. Now go long up to 295, 300. That is what I said, because it's a news time, anything can happen, right, at 10 o'clock. So but this was the intraday resistance at that point in time. So here you bail out NQ, same time you bail out ES, because ES I said 67 long, but 71 can act as a resistance, 72, 74 can act as a resistance. If it goes above 74 or 76, then buyers are confirming, otherwise morning sellers are active. That is what we discussed in Discord at that time in the morning. So 67 to 71, 5 point, I said only look for 5 point target, and NQ 20 points. So this was my first trade, both longs here and here. Okay. Then during news time, right before news time or around news time, I think before around news time, price went to poke below 66, 67, went to 64 or 65, which is right here, and NQ was still holding here higher up, above the morning low. So I thought, since this is exhausted, now I was aware that overnight it was doing step down. See here, which we discussed in Discord. Here it broke down, it balanced again, broke down, mini balance of the open is broke down. It was open drive down move along with bearish internals, liquidation kind of internals, right? So price can technically go down, but this was a good support, So during this time when it poked below it and then slight poke below it, below 67 or 66, right, I wanted to see price going straight down, not a slight pullback. So here also for sellers, okay, and so I took that long here at 66, right here again. My stop was at 64, okay, and it bounced above 66 in my favor. Okay, so then I said watch 69, 71, you know, NQ watch 282. If NQ goes below 282, you know, then the day is screwed, you know, like then sellers could be active, you know. So and then NQ actually went below 282, right, and then this guy also came down. I cut it right there and then I reversed it at 64 to the short side. Now I know it wants to see right here. I shorted it right here, right here, you know, and then my target was 57. Okay, so because in Discord I said at that point in time, now see here 927, right, 76 78 is the line in sand for both for opening price XN. 295 300 will decide. See that? So clearly I said that here 76 78 line in sand for both, and you can see it. This line in sand worked for sellers. Here 295 300 worked for sellers. Okay, but anyway we are not supposed to take a short in the morning, but at least we know that sellers defended. Okay, now that is the next thing I wanted to show you is the 57 one, right? So hold on, let me pull out that one also. Where was it? Okay, in the same tweet message, Discord message, see earlier here buyers are active above 67. Now here is the issue, all this issue I discussed, right? And then here break below 71 or 67 in ES equal to 53.47, which is this level, or 30 most likely, which is this level. Okay, so now you know that why I took the short, right? So at the same time when I took the short it was 10.05, right? So 10.05, see NQ was the troublemaker, otherwise I would have hold my short all the way down, but NQ says technically buyers are still above this area, and this was a backup buyers area, right? And NQ was at 10.05, NQ was right around here, still in the preferred buyers area. So it's hard for me to justify the holding shorts, you know. So here I build out. Okay, NQ I did not trade it at that point because it was holding. So here I build out. So anyway, short was not my plan today, but here since it break below, right, then I took the short here and then I build out here. So you can see it here, right, 57 right here. Then at that point I knew that sellers are active, right? All it's that point is up to NQ to whether hold it here or break down. So the moment NQ break down right here, right, 235 is also extended support above below preferred buyers area. So NQ I can't do anything, and because of that ES also now overdone here, like about to get overdone. So and since I was not expecting a strong down move like this before FOMC, it is not a good idea to short here. So there is no trade, and then it just sliced through it, came to this 47. Now that was the original area 53.47, right? That if breaks below it, it will come here. So now it is into support. Now you cannot short, right? So which is 10.15, which is around NQ was right here even. So NQ was way higher up. So now if you are looking at both the market, ES is almost extended and NQ is just fresh breakdown. So now the question is, do you short in NQ since it's a fresh breakdown, or ES is exhausted? Could be, and both can bounce. So no shorts, and then another flush down. See, at this point I knew it will go to 30, but then still I cannot short because intraday it can bounce a little, stop me out, and then go down. So I cannot do anything. and now you can look at it at 10:26. NQ was into the backup buyers area, 194 final line, right, for buyers, and ES was right at this 30 area. See, now the question is, should I go long here because it's now exhausted and both 30 and 53.47 reached? But then you can look at NQ, it was still in the backup here, close to backup bias area, or sorry, into backup bias area, right, 194. So it makes a sense to go long here. But now the question is, if I go long here, I have to manage it very tightly, because now the day looks like it's a trend down day. Momentum was holding completely below zero line, area was trending down, right? So longs could be risky here, right? So it's only like reactionary long you can take based on the smallest time frame you can find, maybe 30-second chart, 15-second chart, or you just let it go. This day is not for you now to trade, even no shorts, no long, because sellers, look at these sellers, they can defend at any point of time, right? Unless you see intraday balance and breakout. So, but for that you have to view the price, watch the price. But still you are better off taking shorts than long, But more it goes down, it will bounce. But the way it came down, right? If you count, see here also, see that you don't see any green candle here. See, this is why I was saying today is like one of a kind day. I haven't seen this kind of day in last couple of years. Like, there is not a single pullback in 5 minutes, all red candles. See, 1 hour, 4 hour, 2 hour time frame, 30 minutes, they have a couple of red candles entire day. But then 5 minutes without any green candle, this is like one of a kind situation. I haven't seen it in a while. So it was a strong down move, right? So, and then it went to 16. See, 16 was the last target I gave in Discord, that worst case 16 it can go, So it reached 16, right? So now here it makes sense to go long, but then the problem is your stop has to be below this next level down, because it can easily reach there. And by the time NQ was already at 118, right? So at this point I would suggest not to take any trade, but if you still want to take it, 16 was the trade. But then stop has to be below this or even this, because it can come down to this, it can maintain this red candle pattern, So now only way ideally you want to go long is one green candle and pull back and you go long, something like that. So at this point is only intraday pattern. So see here, it came down to this, close to this level, right? And then look, one green candle, right? So what did I say just few minutes ago? If you see one green candle, and then pull back, you can go long. One green candle, second, third, pull back, you go long. See, NQ also same thing, right? At the same time you can go long. But then the problem is you can't hold this trade. The max you can go up to VWAP, because in intraday when price is trending, VWAP tends to hold. Simple, So either you go long here, take a profit here, or you wait for short if price comes here. If it comes here, then you short, because then you have a confluence here. See that, this level and this. So let's see that, and then instant. Now this short you can only hold up to this point, because if sellers were so strong, price should not have even gone here in the first case, right? Now since it was bounced almost halfway, right, pretty close, and then it bounced from this blue lines, basically, go through it. So this blue line can act as a support. So that's why in Discord right around this time, 213, I typed it, before the bounce, I said this is the time to take profit if you shorted it or scale it, So hold on, let me find it. Okay, see here, 2:14 p.m. right, in the noon now, which is this candle, right there. If it holds 28, 22, right? So 22 to 28, this here, right here. Then low of the day is in. Low of the day is in. If it goes below, then it may make a new low. Equal to, if you are short from VWAP, which is this, you can scale right now and rest break even stop if you want to hold it. See that? Clearly said that at 214, right? This was a long setup also, right? If someone wants to take it, but you don't want to fade it against this VWAP, right? And the day was already down, so now you let it go, but you observe, you take a profit here. See that? Take a profit. NQ also short from backup buyers area, turning into resistance, VWAP, confluence, take a profit at the same time, right? And then look, price didn't go anywhere. See that? So that's it. That's pretty much it for today. So now this price action, right? That's something. See here, starting from here to here, there was no pullback. So tomorrow during FOMC, right? Price can come here like this, or it can go down and crack up to here, 4084 or 94, and then whatever happens below this, strong sellers, above this, buyers are active, right? Even if price goes above this, you have to assume buyers are becoming active. If it goes above it, more buyers. Below, say this is a control shift, below sellers, above buyers. Okay, and that be all.